Good morning, guys. It's Lara and my fluffy little doggy, Hercules. Thanks for watching and welcome to Vlogmas day 17. So today I'm having my appointment with a surgeon here in Vienna who might end up being the surgeon who will remove my breast implants. Now, I don't know yet because it has to be a person whom I can trust, so we will see how the appointment will go. I talked about the issues that I'm having with my boobs in several live videos on Instagram, but obviously by now they are gone. I talked about it also shortly in one of my vlogs, so I will link the video down below with the timestamp where it starts, where I'm talking about that. And I will film probably at the beginning of January a little bit more detailed video about all these issues and why I decided to remove my breast implants. So anyway, that's the plan for the morning, and then I also have to do some shopping, and then I don't know what else is gonna happen, but we are going to spend the day together, and as usual I will show you what I eat. This little guy gave us a little bit of a hard time at night. He woke up and wanted to go out, then he was barking a lot. Like first Jack went down with him and then he had to get him from the yard because he would bark like a madman. So apparently there's something going on, like maybe some animal hiding. And then he brought him back to our bed, but he started scratching on the edge of the bed, which is always a sign he wants to go out. And I went with him about 3 times downstairs and sent him to the yard. So he would go out and return, and then I noticed that there were like weird sounds in his tummy, so I guess that his tummy was upset, so he had really hard time at night. And at some point he would always go out and then immediately turn around and just stand behind the door. So I was like, okay, this is not gonna do anything for him, neither it's gonna do anything for me. So I just had to decide, okay, do I go upstairs and leave him downstairs in his basket? Because if we would be in our bed, he would just stand on the edge of the bed and scratch, and I was just so tired. I had to get at least a few hours of sleep. So with heavy heart, I decided to leave him downstairs, but he was already cuddled in his basket and he went to sleep. Then I heard him at some point scratching at the door, but knowing that he would only turn around and stand behind the door again, I was like, no way, I'm just gonna sleep. And then I fell asleep. And when I woke up, he was still in his basket. So I cuddled him, then he went to the yard, he had to pee, and he wouldn't eat, so it's definitely also upset tummy. It happens occasionally. You know, we have crows here. We love them so much, but sometimes they throw stuff in the yard, and I can't control Hercules every single minute. Sometimes he finds something and he eats it and then his tummy gets upset. But for that we have a certain medicine for these occasions from our vet already, because it happens like a couple of times a year. So I gave him his medicine into his food, so once he will be ready to eat his food, he's also gonna have his medicine and he's gonna feel better. But he's already doing so much better. He's just very cuddly and tired because he wouldn't sleep much, but yeah, it's gonna be okay. And now about the food. So you have probably already guessed that I'm having my breakfast smoothie. So today we added cocoa powder and again orange pulp from the freshly squeezed orange juice that I made before Jack started making our smoothie. By the way, Jack says thanks to anyone who asked about how he's doing. He's doing way better. He can't move his arm fully because obviously he had a surgery a few days ago, but he's recovering pretty fast. He can lift his arm at least partially. Now, he had some, like there was basically an extra piece of bone that grew on his shoulder, and then somehow his shoulder wouldn't fit properly into the socket where the shoulder sits, and they also had to fix something on his biceps because there was something loose and they had to attach it. So they basically did 3 things, but it wasn't a long surgery, and yeah, you have seen that he was allowed to go home on the very same day, so he's gonna be okay very soon. But he was very happy that you guys asked and he says thanks. Now I'm in the subway. The next train should be here in 2 minutes. The doctor is in the first district of Vienna, which is very convenient for me because I have to go only a couple of stations there, and then it's probably just 5 minutes walk from the subway station where I will get out. So it would be very convenient for me also after the surgery when I would go to the checkups, because it wouldn't be so far. Alright, so the consultation went very well. I had a really great feeling and the doctor was amazing. I feel like I can totally trust him. We had a great talk and he said it's absolutely no problem to take out the capsule as well. He has experience with that, so he's gonna do that, and then they are going to remove the excess skin. And then we talked in general about the recovery and everything. So I already scheduled an appointment. I did not expect to schedule the appointment so fast, because I was like, let's see how I feel about the guy. But honestly, the moment I have seen him, I had such a good gut feeling, and from my experience, whenever I go with my gut feeling, it always proves the right thing to do. So I'm just gonna do that and trust my instincts. So right now I am strolling through the center. They already have Christmas trees everywhere. And I have to go to Den's supermarket because I want to get Annie's candy, and then we're gonna go home. So at this point I'm actually very hungry. I did not finish all of my smoothie this morning because I thought I would be late, so I brushed my teeth and went to the doctor. But I was there, first of all, way faster than I thought I would be. It took me only half an hour, I think even less than half an hour. And then I figured, I thought the appointment was at 10, but it was at 10:30. But I had my Kindle with me as usual, so I was just reading and chilling, and it was alright. So now I'm actually close to the Dent supermarket where I want to buy my stuff. So here we are. It is an organic market. They have a lot of vegan stuff. It's sometimes quite pricey, but they have really great quality. Back at home to this little guy. He was very sleepy when I came home. He was still in his basket, cuddled in, and then he got up. Apparently he hasn't eaten yet, so we'll see how he's gonna be doing later today. So should he not get better, then we would have to go to the vet tomorrow, but let's hope this is just a little thing. So I thought we could do a little haul, shall we? So I bought 5 of these vegan butters, because I will need some for Christmas cookies. Then I bought this Annie's candy. I love this one so much. It tastes very similar to Good and Plenty's, but it's a hard candy and I just love it. And it says specifically on it that it's vegan, and I'm just so crazy about this. Then I bought this vegan chocolate syrup. It's agave syrup based. I also bought 2 chocolates, obviously vegan as well, white chocolate and a chocolate with nuts. I also bought this vegan quote-unquote ham, or whatever you want to call it. It's really delicious, but I bought only 1 pack because we don't eat it as often as we used to when we discovered it first. And I also bought 2 of these. These are chocolate Santas. I think at this point saying that it's vegan is kind of stating the obvious. I have 2 because I will give them to the boys of our neighbors. I love the kids so much, and I want to write them a nice Christmas card and give them these Santas because they are such wonderful children and they just make my life so wonderful. And then I went to the bakery. Please camera focus. And I went to the bakery and I bought again a cinnamon roll, which we will split today. We'll check after lunch. And yeah, that's all I brought home today. I don't have to go and buy any groceries for the next few days because I still have enough at home. And I always try to use everything up as much as possible before I go and buy on new stuff, because then the cupboards end up being just super full and I just don't like wasting stuff. As for our lunch, I have here 2 of these glass dishes with rice and stir fry. It's a veggie stir fry with tofu. I cooked it yesterday in the evening, and as usual I cooked a bigger portion so that I could bring 2 portions for today for lunch to the office. So there is a bell pepper, a carrot, mushrooms, a tofu, garlic and broccoli, and of course soy sauce, water, and a little bit of cornstarch and basmati rice. But before I will go to the office, I will finish up my smoothie. Now, on my way home from the Dance supermarket, I stopped at a shop called Treshniewski. They have breads with different spreads, and they have a few vegan spreads. So I had 3 of them. I had pea and carrot spread, pepper and carrot spread was the other bread, and then I had a tomato bread. It's shortly after 5. I came with Hercules home, and now I have to run a few more errands, and I also have to go to the grocery store because we don't have enough bananas for tomorrow. We also need cilantro, and I have to make up my mind as to what to cook for dinner, because honestly I don't know what to cook today. We had stir fry for lunch. I don't feel like having curry tonight, so I don't know yet, but it has to be something really good. Like, I don't want anything processed because Jack is recovering from his surgery and I want him to have really good food. Now I'm finished with all of my errands and I did all the shopping that I had to, and I also made up my mind about dinner. So I will make a variation of my potato soup. So I will put in potatoes, broccoli, the typical veggies that I usually use for soup, and mushrooms. And I also have a piece of baguette that I bought not so long ago, but I had it in the freezer and now I took it out so that it could thaw. And we're gonna eat just a thick soup with a few slices of the bread, because that just, it doesn't take so long, and it's something I feel like eating because we already had rice for lunch and I don't feel like eating rice again for dinner. So that's gonna be our dinner. I'm gonna show you the soup once it's gonna be done. Well, and I thought while I'm preparing the soup, we could also chat a little bit about the doctor's appointment today, while I have time anyway. So, first of all, I had a really good impression. The doctor gives off a really good vibe, and that's very important for me because I told you, like, I trust my gut feeling by now, and I had a really great feeling when I was around him. Now, he said it's absolutely no problem to remove the capsule. He said, like, sometimes they don't do it, but whenever the patient wishes that, they of course do it. And he said that he has quite a lot of experience with that because sometimes they treat people who come from other doctors who had problems with their implants, and so he has to remove the implants, including the capsule. So that's something that was very important to me because that needs to go as well. And since I had smaller boobs, then I think I had like a cup size B or something like that, and it wasn't really big, and now I'm like D or double D. There's gonna be a lot of excess skin, so I want him also to make a breast lift. So he explained to me how he's gonna do that, and he also told me, like, yeah, but there is going to be scars. And I told him, like, yeah, I understand that, and I have absolutely no problem with scars. I'm just gonna be happy when these things are gonna be gone, scars or not. I really don't care. And I also told him, like, the flatter you make me, the happier I will be. I actually will be happy to have as little boobs as possible. So he was like, oh my god, you're the dream patient, like, you're super realistic and you understand what's going on. So he told me that the surgery is going to take about 3.5 hours. Now, first he will remove the implants, including the capsule. And then he will start removing the excess skin. He will try to make as few scars as possible, but obviously there is gonna be some scarring. He also told me, since the implants that I have are really big, he will have to make, unfortunately, wider scar on the bottom of my boobs than he would like to. But he said, I'm still gonna try to keep it as small as possible. And I just told him, like, yeah, you just don't worry about that. I really am fine with that. Plus, from my experience, all of my scars usually heal very well, and I really don't care about having scars. So I will have to spend the night in the hospital, and they will put in these, I think it's called drains or drains, I never know how to pronounce that. And yeah, since it's not far from our home, it will be no problem whatsoever for me to go there a couple of days later to remove the drains or however you call them. And should anything happen, Jack is there in a few minutes. So yeah, it's gonna be quite expensive. Now, since I already decided that I want to have the surgery done there, since I had such a great feeling and since I liked their approach so much, I already made the down payment, which was 500 euros, and I will have to pay additional 7,000 then a few weeks before the surgery, so it's going to be in total 7,500. Now, that's a lot of money, but I think for me personally, it's totally worth it. It's including the night in the hospital, like everything that concerns the surgery is included in these in this cost, including the compression underwear. Like I'm gonna get 2 pairs of the compression bras so that I can switch them up and wash them regularly. Now the guy also looked at, like the doctor looked also at my boobs, because I have a little rippling here on the left boob, and he said, like, I thought you said that you had the implants beyond, like behind your muscle, but he said it doesn't look like it. So basically the doctor who performed my surgery years ago in the Czech Republic, he basically fucked me over, because he told me he's gonna put the implants behind the muscle. That was the deal, because I wasn't sure if I'm gonna have children, and I wanted to be able to breastfeed. And he told me, yeah, the best way to make sure that you will be able to breastfeed is to put the implants behind the breast muscle. But it looks as though he put the implants in front of the breast muscle. So if I will ever find him, I don't know what I'm gonna do to him, but I'm so pissed about the fact, like, because the doctor said, like, I can say for sure, but the way it looks, like when I tighten my breast muscles and because of the rippling, he said, that doesn't look to me like implants that are behind the muscle. And also the way they changed, like the form change, he said, it looks very much like implants that are in front of the breast muscle. So I've been lied to and basically ripped off. But anyway, I feel like I can trust this person, and like there are like 7 or 8 surgeons in that hospital, and yeah, they have really great reviews as well. So I think I'm in good hands this time. I mean, it has been a huge mistake to having my implants done in the first place, but now I can fix that mistake, and I'm really happy that I decided to do that. And also I'm very happy that I'm in the lucky position to be able actually to afford it, because as I said, it's a lot of money, and that's not money that you usually have sitting around somewhere. I mean, Jack and I are really well off, but we are not that rich that I could just say, oh, let me spend 7,500 euros. So yeah, it's a big investment, but I think it's totally worth it. Anyway, I peeled all the veggies that I had to peel. Now I'm gonna chop everything into small pieces. I'm gonna use that much of the broccoli only, and I'm gonna leave the leftover broccoli for another day when I'm gonna make just broccoli soup. And I have here a box of mushrooms. I think I'm just gonna put all of these in the soup. And I will also put in white beans. I like beans so much. I might even add the giant Syrian beans that we like so much, the so-called beetle beans, because then it's gonna have a little bit more protein. I think that would be good for Jack since he's recovering now. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. Now here we have the soup boiling. It started boiling like a minute ago, so I reduced the heat. I added a little bit of garlic and also 1 tomato, and now I'm just gonna let it cook for about 15 minutes. By then all the veggies should be soft enough. I'm not sure if I'm gonna thicken it with cornstarch today, because I will add these 2 cans of beans, so it's gonna make it super thick. It's gonna be more of a stew than a soup. Anyway, I will link down below a recipe for my favorite potato soup, and I will also link down below my stew recipe if you missed that video. Hacky Bear has eaten a little bit of his food, so he's apparently doing so much better than at night and in the morning, so that's a relief. Here we have the finished soup. So as I said, we're gonna eat it with a few slices of bread. So here we have the bread, and again the delicious soup, now already with the beans. Now, let's shortly talk about this issue here. So, since as a vegan, we are kind of obliged to support brands that have vegan products, right? So, we basically had to buy this Ben & Jerry's non-dairy ice cream. I mean, it literally was sitting there in the freezer. Okay, what is that, honey? What is it, baby?
Just my allergy against bullshit.
Ah, right. So, you detected that?
Flaring up there, yeah.
Anyway, so okay, enough with the bullshit. So we're having this peanut butter and cookies non-dairy ice cream from Ben & Jerry's, and we will have each 1 or 2 snickerdoodles, but no more than that, because I made these for a party to which we are going to go on Friday. I will make more cookies than that, but I don't want to go there without at least trying if they're any good, right? Like, is your bullshit allergy on again? Kind of, okay. Well, and since it is already quite late and I really have to start editing today's video, I will say goodbye at this point. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys so much and see you all tomorrow. Bye!